family we confide. Rise and lead, together we succeed. In our hearts we believe. Rise and lead, facing fears one step at a time, helping each other climb, with every word and every rhyme. Hand in hand we chart our course, unity is our greatest force. Our family's a powerful source. Rise and lead, together we succeed. In our hearts we believe. Rise and lead. Hand in hand we chart our course, unity is our greatest force. Our family's a powerful source. Rise and lead, together we succeed. In our hearts we believe. Rise and lead. Rise and lead. Rise and lead. In our club we gather here, Meycauayan friends so near, leadership we hold so dear. Public speaking brings us pride, together we stand side by side. In this family we confide. Rise and lead, together we succeed. In our hearts we believe. Rise and lead, facing fears one step at a time, helping each other climb, with every word and every rhyme. Hand in hand we chart our course, unity is our greatest force. Our family's a powerful source. Rise and lead, together we succeed. In our hearts we believe. Rise and lead. Hand in hand we chart our course, unity is our greatest force. Our family's a powerful source. Rise and lead, together we succeed. In our hearts we believe. Rise and lead. Rise and lead. Rise and lead.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Mark Edrada and I am your Vice President for Education. And on behalf of our President, Marley Biran, and by the trust vested in me by Meycauayan Toastmasters Club, I now call this meeting to order. Our theme is Life Insurance 101. This is a 30th month piece special. And we will expect to learn something about life insurances on this meeting episode. For our online viewers, feel free to send your comments and like this episode for tonight. And now, let us bow our heads for our opening prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you for this evening of camaraderie and learning. Thank you for everything that you have given us, especially this life, the health, and the wealth that we are having right now that is coming from you. And we thank you for all the blessings of intellect and mindfulness that you have given us, especially for the love and acceptance. As we ponder on this episode or meeting about life insurances, we pray that we apply all the learning that we get, not only in speaking and in leadership, but also in the theme that we will be tackling tonight. Guide us, help us, protect us, lead us, and save us. This we pray in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord, our Savior. Amen. Let us raise our right hand for the Toastmasters promise. As a member of Toastmasters International and my club, I promise to attend club meetings regularly, to prepare all of my projects to the best of my ability, basing them on the Toastmasters education program, to prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments, to provide fellow members with helpful, constructive evaluations, to help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow, to serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so, to treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy, to bring guests to club meetings so they can see the benefits Toastmasters membership offers, to adhere to the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters education and recognition programs, to act within Toastmasters' core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities. Good evening once again, fellow Toastmasters and friends, and welcome to our meeting. Today is November 25, and now let's learn about life insurances, the benefit of life insurances, and how can we get the life insurances and how it runs. And to explain more on that one, of course, I would like to introduce to you one of our financial advisors here in Meycauayan Toastmasters Club, the expert on financial advising and insurances, and the the learned one in terms of education, speaking, and leadership. Fellow Toastmasters, please welcome the past district or the past division director of Division G, now Division O. Ladies and gentlemen, the new distinguished Toastmaster, Armel Gutierrez.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Mark. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Welcome to our meeting with a team that's very timely, relatable, and let's be honest, close to our hearts. Our team for tonight is 13-month pay special, Life Insurance 101. Yes, you heard that right. The season of bonuses is upon us. The time when we excitedly calculate, imagine, and pre-spend money we haven't even received yet. Some dream of new shoes. Who among you here dream of new shoes? Some dream of upgrading the latest gadget. Wow, iPhone 17 na ba? And some dream of finally clearing their credit card bill for 1 week. But today, we explore a different perspective. What if this year we use part of that blessing not just for comfort today, but for security tomorrow? That's where Life Insurance 101 comes in. Now, don't worry. This is not a financial seminar. Nobody will sell you anything. Promise. No policy proposals, no hidden premium computations. Instead, think of this theme as your friendly reminder, your future self saying, "Hey, thank you for thinking about me." When we talk about life insurance, people often react with, "Ay, teka lang ha, pang mayaman lang yan. Teka lang, bad vibes, wag muna, I'm still young." Or, bakit ako kukuha? Wala naman akong planong mawala. But life insurance is not about something expected to happen or something bad is going to happen. It is about preparing for something important. Dear friends, insured na ba kayo? It's always be protected and have that life insurance protection. It is a love letter to your family. It is the only financial product where someone else pays the benefit and someone you love receives the reward. It is a gift you hope they'll never need, but one that can protect them if life takes on an unexpected turn. And what better time to consider it than during the season when we have a little more flexibility, when our wallets are blessed and our goals become clearer. Imagine taking even a small part of your 13th month pay to turning it into child's future education, safety net for emergencies, savings that grow over time, or peace of mind that lasts all year. Isn't that a powerful holiday gift to yourself? Now, since our mind are refreshed and our financial wisdom is upgraded, let's transition to the next part of our meeting. But before that, I would like to introduce to you our word master for tonight, our grammarian to introduce the word of the night. I would like to call Toastmaster Anna.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, TM Armel. Our our word for the night is variable unit link or VUL. For everyone who has already has their own life insurance, for sure you have heard this, especially in the past. I understand it 5 to 10 years. This has been a hot topic on from any financial advisors. So what really is VUL? VUL is a permanent life insurance policy with a savings component, often linked with index funds or stock investments, right? So, how do we our goal for tonight, since this is a life insurance topic, we would want to incorporate VUL or variable unit link in our words. And everyone who has the most number of times that they use VUL, well, unfortunately, my 13th month payment is already tied to bills. So what I can only give is bragging rights, unfortunately. Now, an example of the sentence is, I purchased my own VUL a couple of years ago, probably, I think 6, 7 years back. And it has been a good investment so far, and because it has been an entryway for me to further understand the different kinds of insurance, and now I have insured myself and my parents further. providing me more security and peace of mind for my future. Now, hoping to hear from all of you and how you creatively use VUL or variable unit link fund for tonight's meeting. Back to you, team. Toastmaster of the evening, TM Armel.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anna. So all of us are challenged to use the word of the night, VUL. It is about variable unit link. Anna will count on how many VUL we've used for tonight. Now to continue with our program, welcome to our table topic session, where the only insurance policy you need is confidence and creativity. You know, life does not always give us time to prepare. Do you all agree with me? One day you are budgeting your 13-month pay, then all of a sudden your phone gadget wanted to say goodbye. Or you are planning to buy a new shoes and suddenly your mom gave you a hint that she wants to buy that new oven for Christmas. Life surprises us every day, and that's exactly what Table Topics is all about. Today's questions are inspired by our theme. So think of this session as practice for real life situation or a life decision making situation. Here in Table Topics, there are no right or wrong answers, only opportunities. Opportunities to speak, to express, and to grow. With that, let me introduce to you our Table Topics master. I often told her that, wow, I always love your curly hair. I seldom see person that can carry that beautiful curly hair. And also this person loves a cat and she is also an IT professional. This person also loves to paint. So I would like to introduce to you our table topics master, Miss Toastmaster Erica Aborde.
Good evening, everyone. I am Erica, and I am tonight's table topic master. As the table topic master, my role is to give members and guests the opportunity to practice their impromptu speaking. I will give 3 questions related to today's theme, Life Insurance 101, and each question can only be answered by one person. Anyone can participate and raise their hands, but if no one is raising their hands, the Toastmaster of the night can call anyone in the audience. You will only be given 1 to 2 minutes to answer the question, and you can observe your time with the help of our timer. Now let's begin. Question number 1. What makes a future feel secure? What makes a future feel secure?
Jeff is smiling. I saw him smiling. Would you like to try, Toastmaster Jeff?
Okay. There are inevitable scenarios when we talk about future. Future is uncertain, unlike what we can face now, which is the present. Making it feel secure is quite difficult from some. But in the face of in front of a financial advisor, I may say that having a friend like them will make your future secure. Because some time ago, I met a financial advisor and said that it's better to have an insurance because you'll never know when the time comes you have to secure your family. That's why he introduced me BUL, which I gladly accept to have a meeting with him. He explained it, he explained the concept, the methodology, and the monthly payments or quarterly payments. And I obliged because he explained thoroughly what I can get or what I can secure with BUL. It's like a savings account, but with a life insurance already. Dear friends, we don't want to be a burden to our family, or friends, or loved ones in the future when that inevitable death or passing comes. That's why we are encouraged to have an insurance or security to make sure that our loved ones will never experience a burden when we are gone in this earth. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jeff. I can relate with you because my first insurance plan is also about life plan with VUL. That's investment, life plan with investment. And sometimes we often laugh that you are still young, you never need an insurance, but the truth is, all of us know that the amount of money we have at our ATM machine, right? At the ATM. But do we know if tomorrow we will still wake up? So be sure that you are all secured, you are all insured. For the second question, take it away, Erica.
TM Armel, na wala po ata yung video ni Erica.
Yes. Kasi mahirap yung broadcast live, no? Nasa Netherlands ata si Erica at the moment. Sige,
Yeah,
antayin
that's right.
natin. Oo.
Let's wait. Maybe the internet is
Wait.
intermittent there, right?
Yes.
If security had a shape, what would it look like? If security had a shape, what would it look like?
This one, I would like to try our guest, Toastmaster Rodolfo. Would you like to try?
Yes, of course.
Would you want me to repeat the question?
Can you please repeat it because
Yes,
I wasn't able to hear
the
it well?
statement is, if security had a shape, what would it look like? So, if security had a shape, what would it look like? Toastmaster Rodolfo.
Coins, balls. What's the shape of coins and balls? It's round shape. There is a famous saying that life is like a wheel. Sometimes you are on top, but sometimes you are at the bottom. My dear friends, we don't know what days, years, or months that we are on top. But to feel secure, because life is like a wheel, we need to invest for our future. In my case, I was not, I can say that I was not a member of a rich family. During my college, I was a working student because I was thinking of my future. So I work in
fast food chain just to support my study. There are hurdles and adversities that I experienced during those days. It was nostalgic days, remembering those days. But I conquer all those challenges. So just like a will, ladies and gentlemen, modesty aside, I can say that I am a successful professional teacher right now because I am teaching here in Ifugao State University. So for me, ladies and gentlemen, no matter uh, hurdles, adversities, and challenges that will come along the way, remember that we are not always at the bottom. We are the one making our future. Life is like a wheel. Back to you, table topic master of the evening.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rodolfo. That was a powerful rendition that you think of it as round shape. Security is about round shape. We cannot be forever on top or at the bottom because life has got many challenges. This time for our third table topics. Erica, please.
What happens when later becomes too late? What happens when later becomes too late?
Thank you for our third question. What happens when later becomes too late? I can see a volunteer. It is Toastmaster Ana Aborde.
Thank you, TM Armel. Who raise your hand if you've experienced deadlines, crunch times, immediate deadlines, and you opted to do your work by procrastinating. Every one of us has done that, right? And it's the same thing with life. We tend to procrastinate. We tend to say na, bukas na lang. Or, kaya pa naman ata kahit mamaya, kahit mga 11 p.m. Okay lang, kaya ko naman. Inom lang akong kape. That's how we start it with that late. And then it becomes too late. What happens? We sleep for 5 minutes and then wake up, oh my God, 8 a.m. na, late ka na. And you're now crunching your time. What do we experience? Additional stress, unnecessary stress, and our own work quality becomes degraded. This is similar to our own life. When we push decisions at a much later time. For example, next time na lang, ako mag-insurance kapag mas may marami na akong pera. And then it happens that by the time that we get to that point, wala pala tayong savings. Or, next time na kapag mas okay na yung market. And then, the market doesn't actually becomes better. Here is what it really is. The best time to invest was yesterday. The next best time to invest is today. Because those are the only things that we can control. And always remember, life is really uncertain. And what we could only be certain is our next steps. What we choose and what we do not choose. And that's the thing. Always remember, Toastmasters, focus on what we can control and not on the things that we cannot control. Thank you. Back to you, Tia Marmel.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ana. Very well said. Life is uncertain, so we have to think of the present time, think of today. Don't be so late on your action. I will do it later, another 5 minutes or so. Whenever we're given a chance to work with that deadline, act on it right away. Now for our third question on our table topics. Please, Erica.
How do you invest in tomorrow without seeing it? How do you invest in tomorrow without seeing it?
The question again is, how do you invest in tomorrow without seeing it? This time, I would like to call distinguished Toastmaster Dana Palinga.
Good evening, everyone. How do you invest for tomorrow without seeing it? It's true. You can only invest on something if you understand the purpose of your investment. Take, for example, if you want to develop yourself as a good communicator, then you must join the Toastmasters and follow the annals of success in Toastmasters. And not only that, you have to develop the skills that Toastmaster is guiding you, the speech projects, the way to speak, gestures, vocal variety, and all of the things that you have to develop so that the skill that you are trying to do will be refined. Ultimately, after many years of being Toastmaster, for example, if you finish up to speech level 6, you will discover that there is a very big change in your perspective, very big change in how you express yourself, and a big change in your communication delivery. Development of skill is an attitude, and attitude cannot mature, cannot be seen, cannot be appreciated until such time that you are awarded the hardship, the hard work, the persistence, and the perseverance that you do developing the skills. That is how one can develop and one can appreciate the value of developing a skill. Good evening.
Thank you so much, DTM Dan. I totally agree with you. We have to invest or develop our skills today because it can be used for the future. We cannot right ahead harvest the seed that are planted today. We really have to wait, be patient about it, and then in the future, we can see what we invested on today. Now, this time for our last question. Take it away, Erica.
What story would your family tell if you planned well today? What story would your family tell if you planned well today?
For our last question, can we try Mela? Is it okay with you?
Yes, of course.
Please go ahead.
Uh, Good evening, everybody. I like, what my family would probably tell about me is that I am a successful person. I want to say that. Um, I mean, success is subjective. So for me, I would say that I am on that part. I'm on that level. because I was able to, I don't want to brag, but I was able to achieve my goals in my own ways. Of course, with the help of my parents, friends, and family, and everything, everybody else. But I know that somehow, because some generations, some of my colleagues, some of my peers, it's an example of either what you want to be or who you want to be. So with that, because I grew up with a lot of friends, some of my peers went on a different pathway, and I took a different way as well. So with that, I'm very proud of myself. So I'm hoping, I'm hoping that they would say that I am successful in my own way. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mela. Excuse me po. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mela. I'm so proud of you because you are so successful in your life. You're so blessed. Now, fellow Toastmasters, that's the end of our table topic session. I hope you learned something out of it. And tonight, we will have our outright evaluation. To introduce to you our evaluator for the table topic session, he is the current area director of Division O. He is a successful businessman, a good husband, and a good provider. Now, fellow Toastmasters, I would like to introduce to you our area director, Toastmaster Rai De Jesus.
Good evening, and thank you, Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster Armel, for your kind introduction. And congratulations to all our brave souls for tonight. I would like to encourage everyone to give everyone a round of applause. For our first speaker for tonight, Toastmaster Jeff Robles, you use the form prep. Toastmaster Jeff, your eyes speak whenever you deliver a speech. When you're happy, I can see it in your eyes. When you're sad, I can see it in your eyes. For you to improve your eye contact when using the online platform, I suggest you look at the pinhole of the camera so that people can really appreciate the expression coming from your eyes. If they can feel as if that your message is piercing through that pinhole. So keep on focusing on that pinhole so that you can maximize your beautiful eyes. So Toastmaster Jeff, congratulations. And for you to improve next time that you deliver your speech, may I challenge you at least try to share a snippet or two, part of your story in your experiences, or perhaps you can relate some everyday experiences on the topic that you were given. But overall, it's a wonderful speech, and I'm looking forward to hear more from you. For our second speaker, Toastmaster Rodolfo, I really appreciate. I can really feel your voice is very powerful, especially the echo in your area right now. The echo indeed added more power to your voice. You have a very good speaking voice, and you can play more your voice by using vocal variety. So, for example, if you want to give emphasis to a point, you can deliver with a much deeper, deeper tone, and then you can deliver on a high pitch if you want to say something that you want to give emphasis. So you can play with your voice. So I hope you can maximize it so that you will be able to influence those people who will be hearing you even even using the online platform. And to improve your next delivery, I would like to encourage you to settle whenever you are being told to settle, place your camera on a place where it will not move around because it impacts the way your delivery because your camera is moving around. And thank you for sharing your story. And because your camera is moving, happy anniversary to your your university. 100th. I can see it. I saw it earlier. So if you settle it down, so people can, if you are not settling it down, people can see what is happening around. So I'm really privy when I saw that what's that 100th anniversary. So congratulations to your university and congratulations to you as well. And let's proceed to our third speaker, Toastmaster Anna. You have a very good camera angle, Toastmaster Anna. I like your camera angle because I can see your hands, I can see your shoulder. Whenever you deliver your speech, I can see your hand gesture, your head movement. So you have a very good camera angle. Indeed, another thing that I like with your delivery, aside from the way you deliver it, I like your dress. It felt like as if I'm under dress participation. So I really appreciate, and it made me realize that I should prepare. I'm sorry because I forgot to change my shirt. So you reminded me that whenever I attend the Toastmasters meeting, we need to look professional because this is a learning environment. So thank you for reminding me that, even without telling me. So congratulations, thank you for that. And I can deeply understand your point when you deliver your speech earlier. I can really understand your point. You've improved a lot as a speaker. I observed that because whenever you give emphasis to your ideas, your thoughts, you are now giving it a very hard. I can how can I say it? Whenever you deliver it, you are giving emphasis to your side. So congratulations because you've improved a lot. And for you to maximize your camera angle, try to use try to use more hand gesture and focus more on the camera. So for our let's proceed to distinguished Toastmaster Dan, our fourth speaker. Your delivery, Toastmaster Dan, I can see that you have a potential to become an table topics champion. So if you practice more, I'm just joking. Of course, distinguished Toastmaster Dan is one of the pillars of Meycauayan Toastmasters Club. And you deliver a powerful point, distinguished Toastmaster Dan, on your speech. And I'm sorry. Okay. I can see that you indeed use the power of pause effectively. I can see that you are gathering your thoughts so you can deliver a meaningful message. And for you to improve DTM Dan, may I suggest to try not to hold the mouse and the keyboard whenever you are delivering your speech. Because when we are in a face-to-face meeting, you are using your hand gesture effectively. But this time, when you deliver your speech, it is as if your hand and your two hands are tied to your mouse and keyboard. So for you to next time that you will be delivering a speech online, try not to touch your keyboard and mouse so that you can give more impact to your speech. BTM Dan. Thank you. And congratulations as well. And for our fourth speaker, Toastmaster Mela, you have a very good speaking voice. I can feel that you are indeed a powerful speaker. And I like your way of delivering your message. You have a very good registry on the camera. So You can give more powerful speeches in the future if you will share more story about yourself. When you say that you are successful, success is different from each people. So may I suggest, what is success for you? Is it money? Is it family? Is it fame? Because success can be defined in many ways. So let me share to you, for me, what is success for me in Toastmaster. I keep on asking myself, what is success for me in Toastmaster? When I can share to you that before I'm just looking for an opportunity to improve my communication skills. But then I realized that being a Toastmaster has much more deeper meaning because you are able to touch other people's lives. You can uh, you can give hope and energy to other people. An opportunity that for me, I believe, is our purpose in this earth, in this world. So for me, that is success. So I can say that I consider myself as a successful Toastmasters member because I am able to touch even just one life. So that's one thing. So you can share a story or two about what is success for you. So next time you share more personal story so that we will be able to understand when you say that you are successful. All right? But Toastmaster Mela, I'm looking forward for your next delivery. I hope you can join us next time. And I'm looking forward for more stories coming from you and your success story as well. And to Toastmaster, thank you, thank you. To Toastmaster Erica, uh, I know that this is a recorded meeting, so congratulations, Toastmaster Erica. Despite the challenges, you are able to take this role and serve the club. I would like to congratulate you because you taught us not only how to use technology, for us to be able to do our roles in any Toastmasters meeting. And I would like to challenge you by next time that you deliver a table topics as a next time that you take the role as a table topics master to at least use some visual aid like PowerPoint presentation perhaps, or Canva or any images that you can use because we are in a virtual environment. So whenever we see colors, whenever we see slides, it is adding more flavor to your presentation. So add more colors, add more use, and I believe that you are on the right track and keep on improving and challenging yourself as a business. So thank you everyone. I now return the control to our host, our wonderful, distinguished Toastmaster, very supportive Toastmaster Armel.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rai, for your wonderful words. Now, this time, fellow Toastmasters, we're done with the first part of our program. Now we are in the second part of our program, the prepared speakers. But before that, let me ask you first, who among you here have received their 13-month bonus? Before you spend the 13-month bonus, let's spend our attention first wisely by listening to our prepared speakers. Our speakers tonight have prepared messages that could inspire, empower, or challenge us. Let's give them the same value we would give to something we invest. For our first speaker, his pathways is on visionary communication, level 1.4.1. The purpose of this project is to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The time allotted is from 5 to 7 minutes. The title of his speech is Girl Dad. The evaluators for him is Toastmaster Rose and Toastmaster Sedi. Fellow Toastmasters, let us give a warm round of applause for Distinguished Toastmaster Mark Edrada, Girl, Dad, Toastmaster Mark Edrada.
One Saturday night of June 2022, I received the best Father's Day gift ever. The gift of being a first-time dad. My firstborn Liara was born 2 hours before the Father's Day in 2022. It felt so surreal when I first saw her. I was almost speechless when I cradled when I cradled her in my arms that I only uttered, "Wow, my baby." She was more than 3 kilos when she was born. Her eyes were big, her complexion morena, and I am proud to say she is my carbon copy in the age of digital scanners. 2 years after Liara was born, here came Ziana, whom we fondly called Shobe. I didn't feel as surreal as what this first time dad felt 2 years ago. I just got awed by her soprano voice when she first cried, to the point of almost breaking my eardrums. Unlike Liara, she weighed 2.5 kilos when she was born. She was chinita. Her complexion, mestiza, and she seemed to look like her mom when she was a baby. Fast forward to today. When these little kids play, it seems that the house has been struck by 3 typhoons without flood control system, all at the same time. Fellow Toastmasters and daddies like me, are you a girl dad or a boy dad or both? I am definitely a girl dad. If I am your friend on Facebook, you would see most of my posts these past few years were about my little girls. But are they that little? When I asked Liara, "Are you my baby?" she would immediately respond, "No, I'm a big girl." Time runs so swiftly, right? As little as they are today, I appreciate whenever I go to them from my office here at home, these two little girls would promptly come to me. At si Liara would run towards me and Shobe Ziana would walk quickly to me. And they would both hug my legs as if they wanted me to carry them. I also think they are daddy's girls. The first word Liara learned was Papa, and so was Shobe. They always say, "Papa, Papa, Papa." Even in the second Sunday of May, Liara greeted me, "Happy Mother's Day, Papa." At bedtime, Liara wants me to read her storybooks. On her iPad, there are hundreds of storybooks that we can choose from before these girls go to sleep. Every night, Liara says, "Papa, read please." There was a time that she asked me to read 5 storybooks for her so she could fall asleep. But boy, before we finished the 5th storybook, I fell asleep. I just woke up when Liara did horsey horsey on my legs. One time, I got an offer from our company telling me they wanted me to be assigned to Australia. While the offer was tempting, I happily declined. I could not miss seeing the quick development of my two little girls. In a few months, they will be 3 already. In fact, I'm no longer in that point in my life where I want to travel for work. Fellow Toastmasters, I am a girl dad. As a girl dad, I see challenges and glamour in raising these little girls. But most importantly, I see lessons in being a parent. Lesson number one, carry your kids while you have the strength to carry them. Kids grow up too quickly without you realizing that once upon a time, they just weighed 3 kilos. Lesson number two, appreciate the time when your kids call you mama or papa because there will come a time when mama or papa will bear different meaning. When they come to you, hug them, kiss them, accept them, because there will surely be a time that they would not want to kiss you in front of their friends. And lesson number three, cherish the time you want to read them storybooks because when they go to school, they will have no time to listen to your stories because they will be bombarded by their own lessons and projects. If they are talking about nursery rhymes, Teacher Rachel, or even Little Red Riding Hood, just enjoy it. Because in a few years, you can no longer hear them, the joy about these topics from them, ever. Fellow Toastmasters, appreciate your kids at every stage of their lives because these stages are just a series of tiny dots in an otherwise endless line of eternity. Back to you, Toastmaster Armel.
Congratulations, distinguished Toastmaster Mark. I can feel that you are super proud dad to your daughters. You are so supportive, and I would like to give you a badge of honor for truly spending your time and your so much love to your daughters. Congratulations on that meaningful and insightful speech. Now, this time to introduce to you our next speaker. Her pathways is about leadership development. The level is level 5, reflect on your path. The purpose of this project is to reflect on your growth during the completion of an entire path. The time allotted is 10 to 12 minutes. The title is Things Planned and Go. Her evaluator is Distinguished Toastmaster Dan and Toastmaster Jeff Robles. Fellow Toastmasters, let us give a warm round of applause for Toastmaster Chris Sevillejo. Things planned and go for Chris Sevillejo. Chris Sevillejo, things planned and go.
Good afternoon po. I am Chris and I am interested po to participate as a guest for one of your sessions. I used to be a member of a Toastmasters club in my previous work, pero nag-stop po ako because I resigned and I moved home dito sa Marilao, Bulacan. I found the Meycauayan Toastmaster Club, which is the nearest one to where I live. So hopefully makapag-join po ako kahit guest for now. Salamat po. That was April 24, 2024. The day when I sent that message to Meycauayan Toastmasters Club Messenger. A simple message, but one sparked by a quiet question in my heart. What if I give Toastmasters another try? I didn't know much about the club. I didn't have a clear plan. But I did have one truth. 5 years ago, my Toastmasters journey paused, and something deep inside me was ready to press play again. Back in 2017, I joined Toastmasters through my workplace club. I gave speeches that made my knees wobble. I evaluated others with hands that wouldn't stop shaking. It wasn't just the speaking that was hard. I was juggling work, preparing the speeches, and trying to attend every meeting consistently. But I kept showing up because something in me knew this was worth it. Then life changed. I resigned from my job, I moved to a new home, and just like that, my Toastmaster journey paused. Fast forward to 2024. I was already working in a new organization, but something still felt missing. I wanted to grow, not just in completing all the tasks in my work, but something, deeper, specifically my communication skills. And that's when I came across Meycauayan Toastmasters Club. I didn't know anyone there, but when I reached out, Toastmaster Jeff, who was the VP for membership at that time, responded with such warmth. He answered my questions and welcomed me as if I'm already part of the club. There was no pressure, no intimidation, just a sense of belonging. It felt like coming home. When he invited me to attend one of their meetings just to observe, I gladly said yes. I took the chance, curious, hopeful, and unsure. And before I knew it, that simple invitation was already opening a door I didn't even realize I needed. Since then, my Toastmaster journey started. The first path I chose to complete is the leadership development path. And along the way, I already found myself stepping into roles I never thought I could handle. Toastmasters of the evening, timer, grammarian, table topics speaker, prepared speaker, table topics master, general evaluator, and so on. It wasn't always easy. But each project in my path, like managing time, understanding your leadership type, planning and implementing, and leading your team, was timely, relevant, and surprisingly practical. These weren't just check boxes to tick or to complete. They were lessons I got to apply in real time every club meetings. And with each role, I grew, not just as a speaker, but as a leader. By October 2024, I had stepped into a new role in my organization, no longer in operations, but in a space that challenged me to grow even more. It was a big shift, but I didn't feel lost because Toastmasters has been preparing me all along. Through every meeting, every role, and every speech, I had been building something: confidence, clarity, and the kind of leadership my new role required. And my involvement in the club expanded too. I was invited to be the timer during the area G3 speech contest at the time, served as a side host for our first Diamond Gavel night, and was selected as club secretary for fiscal year 2025 and 2026. Also, I become part of the VP Education Program Committee under DTM Mark Edrada. But do you know what is the highlight of it all? Joining the Patimpalak sa Wikang Filipino. It was my first speech contest, and I have no expectations of winning. And yet, I took home the first place. A moment I never imagined, but will always treasure. Fellow Toastmasters, here's what I've come to realize during my 1 year and 7 months journey with Meycauayan Toastmasters Club. Number one, Some doors open when we dare to knock. My journey began with a simple message, one that could have been left unsaid. But I chose to act on a quiet, what if? That small act of courage led to a cascade of growth, connection, and rediscovery. It's a reminder that sometimes the most meaningful chapters of our lives begin not with certainty, but with curiosity. Second, leadership is built in the doing, not just the dreaming. My growth didn't come from waiting for the perfect moment. It came from showing up, saying yes, and learning through every role. Toastmasters became my training ground, not just for speaking, but for leading with empathy, purpose, and clarity. And lastly, our paths are often prepared even before we see them. Looking back, it's clear that my return to Toastmasters wasn't random. Each step, from my workplace club in 2017 to my new role in 2024, was part of a bigger story unfolding. Delivering this speech marks the completion of my first path, leadership development, and with it comes a quiet sense of fulfillment, but also a gentle nudge. Keep going, Chris, because growth doesn't end with one achievement. It invites us to build on it, to keep learning, to keep leading, and to keep showing up for others. So, I will step into my next path with purpose, not just to grow for myself, but to help others grow too. Because every new path is a chance to become not just a better speaker, but a better version of who I'm meant to be. So, if you're here today wondering, should I join the club? Should I deliver my speech? Should I volunteer during the table topic session? Should I join the speech contest? Or should I take on a role? Let me tell you, maybe your journey was planned long ago too. Maybe today is your moment to press play. Take that risk. Send that message. Join that club. Join that speech contest. And take that role. If something in you is whispering, what if? Don't ignore it. Respond. Fellow Toastmasters, your journey might have been planned long ago. All it takes is one brave step to begin. Back to you, Toastmasters of the evening.
Wow, such a powerful rendition of your speech, Toastmaster Chris. I learned about courage, about showing up, and having a clear focus on my path. I always admire you every time you delivered your speech because you have a good diction, clear words enunciated by you. I really admire Toastmaster Chris. Congratulations. Yan. So, fellow Toastmasters, we are on the last part of our program, the general evaluation portion. Just as life insurance provides us with protection, guidance, and assurance, our meeting also has someone who safeguards the quality of our program, someone who evaluates, observes, and ensures that everything runs smoothly from start to finish. Let us think of her as the quality assurance officer of Toastmasters, the one who helps us see not just what we did well, but also what we can improve, so we can continue investing in ourselves as communicators and leaders. Our general evaluator tonight is a certified public accountant by profession. She just finished her master's degree at Asian Institute of Management. She loves cats, books, and coffee. So, fellow Toastmasters, let us give a warm round of applause to our general evaluator tonight, Toastmaster Ana Aborde.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Armel, for that warm welcome. And um, Good evening again, everyone. Fun fact about me, because we are in the financial and insurance topic for tonight, right? I don't know if I have shared this with anyone from the Meycauayan Toastmasters, but I actually was a financial advisor for, I think, 1.5 years, way back before pre-pandemic for a certain company. So this particular topic is quite close to my heart. And as someone who is really focused on controlling what we can control and avoiding risk wherever we can, I do really advocate for everyone to invest in an insurance, be it VUL or traditional life insurance or health insurance, really just to give us a peace of mind that when life happens, and we do know life happens, right? That's something that we can really avoid, but at least we have specific measures in place to protect us, not only ourselves but also our family and our um future career, future family, etc. Now, as your general evaluator, I am honored to provide, as a general evaluator, right, I will evaluate this particular meeting and provide quality assurance on how Meycauayan Toastmasters conducted their meeting. But this is not only me. I am partnered together with our different evaluators. One for Table Topic Master is the Area Director Ray De Jesus. And for our first evaluation for our first prepared speech is TM Sedi and TM Rose. Although this is the first time that I encountered two evaluators for one speaker, so I assume we will first start with TM Sedi and then TM Rose. Apologies, this is not a female first. I just read. Okay.
Alphabetical, it's okay.
Alphabetical. Our next evaluator for our second prepared speaker would be TM Jeff and DTM Dana Palinga. Then followed by our technical advisors, language evaluator yours truly, and then our I forgot what is the acronym equivalent of FAME, but this would be TM Jeff, and lastly our timer, and then I provide the last final consolidated evaluation for all of our whole activity. Now, to start off, we've already heard TM Rai, right? And I do agree with all of his testaments. And for this one, as a general evaluator, I would focus on our evaluators and the whole activity, because our evaluators has already provided a thorough and clear guidance and improvements to our speakers. Now, if Tim Rai is still here, congratulations, Tim Rai, for your wonderful evaluations for different people, right? I know it's quite difficult to really focus on if there is different speakers for table topics and the different topics themselves. But you were very attentive and was able to provide a customized and targeted targeted feedback to all of our speakers in such a short time, which is quite amazing. One thing that I really appreciate in the way you deliver your evaluation is how you are good with emphasizing the why we need to improve. This is quite important because it provides the speakers with an understanding of why they need to do something. It makes it more easier for people to follow our advice, and that is something that is quite important. Overall, great delivery and attentiveness to our speeches. Now, moving on to our evaluators, let me call on our first prepared evaluator for DTM Mark said Arias. Sedi, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much.
Um, is Sedi here?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and friends. Thank you so much, Anna, our general evaluator. Good evening, distinguished Toastmaster Mark. Of course, distinguished Toastmaster Mark, you are indeed a great dad. Hearing your story, being a good father, it says a lot about your personality as someone who chooses genuine kindness towards others. Now, distinguished Toastmaster Mark, what I appreciate your speech is first is your use of the figurative language. I could sense and I could feel your story because the usage of some of the descriptive words that you have uttered throughout your speech. And I vividly uh, imagine how you were so happy, contemplating, or sad with your journey as a father. Second, I appreciate the organization of your speech. You started your story with your own personal story where you shared your struggles and triumphs being a father. And then you shared with us lessons that we could have gathered from those stories you have shared. And with that kind of organization, it allowed us to appreciate not only the story, but the message of your speech as well. Now, distinguished Toastmaster Mark, as a girl dad, you had triumphs, you had adversities, you had challenges. Now, allow me to give you some tips on how you can make your story much like a father figure. By first, as a father, we have to have a good choice of, or we have to have a uh, vocal variety. Because as a father, we must be careful with the tone of our voice. And I would like you to recommend on giving much energy with some of the speech that needs to be energized. Say, for example, when you are excited to be a father, I would like to hear not only the vibrancy, but the excitement of being a father. Because when you shared that kind of excitement as an audience, I would also feel the same. Second is the facial expression. So this is connected with the vocal variety. There were some parts of your speech where you were smiling and it contradicts the emotions that you wanted to convey with the audience. Say, for example, when you are having that struggles because your daughter Ziana is pleading with you. I would love to hear, or I would love to see how you were so not disappointed, but I would love to see how struggling you as a father. And that can be also seen in your face. And that should be seen in your face. So that is one thing that I would love to see from you. But all in all, distinguished Toastmaster Mark, the speech of yours says a lot how your journey as a father made you a better person. You just have to continue on giving figurative language and make your speech organized. And moving forward, you could have established vocal variety, and in connection to that is establish your facial expression. So congratulations, distinguished Toastmaster Mark, for your journey as a fatherhood. Good evening.
Thank you, TM Sedi, for your wonderful evaluation. Now, before I evaluate you, I would be really great to hear first TM Rose evaluation of the TM Mark. Sorry, sir, TM Rose.
Good evening. Is my audio clear? Perfect. Distinguished Toastmaster Mark, congratulations on your speech. You have made me feel joy. You have made me you made me feel full of joy, just like your speech, which is full, and I mean full of words and interesting words like your child being a soprano, the horsey part, and the carbon copy. I like that you use different words to paint a picture of your speech. I also like that you started with, or actually, your speech was full of supporting data. You use numbers, especially how much your child weighed, and you have given us dates. So those are very specific details that you have given us, and I appreciated that. I also appreciate that you used humor in your speech, like the, of course, the soprano as well, and the hurricane when your children play in your room. I appreciate that. And then, of course, the message and the content. You gave us an inspiring lesson. I I felt that in your speech now, you are very present. I was expecting a past, present, future, but then you stopped at the present, and then you remained there, and even your lesson is there. And I appreciate that very much. Your speech is solid, and of course, we can be happier. Our heart can be filled with more joy, and our speech can be filled even more. And Toastmaster Mark, here are my suggestions for you. I actually had a struggle understanding the girl dad because I am a girl and a mom, and I have a girl and a boy. I'm not sure what the girl dad is. But what I am picturing is that, are you the girl dad who knows how to braid the girl's hair, or do you know the dresses and the lace, which clothes go with which, the fashion of the kids? And or if you want to break with the typical, if you want your girls to be the to be a able to defend themselves just like boys. So I'm not, please be clear with that, because you ask, are you a girl dad or a boy dad? What am I? We can give us a few checkpoints on, if you have a boy, then you're a boy dad. If you have a girl, then you're a girl dad. Also, we're talking about kids. You can be animated. Do you want to give me a hug? A hug. So we can see it physically that you're talking about kids. And you can also say, papa, 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 or a more playful term for them. So Toastmaster Mark, thank you for giving us a speech that is full of joy. Continue giving your speech words to support your speech and data. Also, continue using humor and building a solid speech with a few more definition of terms. Your speech will and body gesture. Your speech will be uh, expressed more fully to us here. And now, continue celebrating your joy with us publicly. We are honored to be here as your audience. To our GE. Awat
Thank you,
na.
TM.
Awat ako.
Thank you, TM Rose and TM Sedi, for your wonderful evaluation. Now, before we move on to our next evaluators, let me provide a quick evaluation the TM Sedi and TM Rose. For TM Sedi, Two things that I really appreciate and how you did your evaluation is number one, you crafted your evaluation in such a way that it ties up with what was DTM's Mark's topic, which is being a girl dad, right? You mentioned na based on your evaluation, if he is a girl that he might want to be more usage of vocal variety, because as a dad you need to have that particular you need to be careful with your words, right? And the voice and the intonation of your words as a parent. So I think it's really creative in how you crafted your evaluation in that particular way. And it actually, this is, I'm not sure, but this is actually the first time that I hear that type of evaluation where you adjusted your the way you delivered it, or the way you crafted it in such a way that ties up with the speaker. So I really appreciate that one. That's really good. That's really great. Second point is, I love how you use how you use the numbers, or how you structure your evaluation in such a way that it makes it easier for us to understand your point, or to understand on what particular number are you already in. For example, you mentioned that two things that I appreciate on your project, or two things for your improvements. So providing the particular structure of first and then second, that makes it easier for us to follow your evaluation. Now, for improvement, because we all know there's always room for improvement, right? Number one is the use of something that we could really improve. Number two, I think this is also valid for TM Rose, by the way. Be wary of our time, especially for evaluation. And number three, quite mindful only of the lighting, because right now it's quite it's quite against the light. Yes. That's all good, but moving forward, may halo society, let's be mindful of that. But overall, really appreciate the evaluation study. Well done. Now for TM Rose. TM Rose, I always love hearing you laugh. It always gives additional energy to the room, right? One thing that I really appreciate, TM Rose, on your delivery of your evaluation is that your attentiveness to the speaker's topic. You were able to provide specific example of what you specifically like about TM Mark's topic. You mentioned about specific language, specific words, the data itself, which is quite good because it gives us a sense that you really heard and you really listen to our speaker, and that therefore gives more credibility on your evaluation, right? And also it makes it to our own speaker. Now for improvement, one thing that I noted here is that when we do our evaluations, because this is on a time limit basis, right? We need to be more straightforward on our improvements. Okay. One thing, on your first part of your evaluation, you mentioned about girl dad. You mentioned that you're not clear about what girl dad or that particular term means. I was a bit confused on the first part because I was not really able to pinpoint what specific improvement do you want our speaker to do regarding that one. So that's one thing that we might need to improve on. But overall, the delivery and the way your emotions are always clear when you deliver your evaluation, I really appreciate it. And again, an emphasis on the timing. but overall, thank you so much, TM Said and TM Rose, for your well done evaluation. Now, moving on to our next evaluators, right? Our next evaluators for TM Chris's prepared speech is first of all would be TM Jeff, followed by DTM Dan Palinga. TM Jeff, the floor is yours.
All right. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I'm Chris. Congratulations on completing your leadership development pathway. So finishing level 5 is no small feat. Even I is having difficulty in finishing the pathways. And tonight you delivered your speech uh, with the heart because you showed us your journey on completing this pathway. Your speech was a beautiful reminder that when you show up, opportunities show themselves. So you just didn't tell us about Toastmasters and your pathway. You allowed us to witness how the Toastmasters shaped you in a 1 year of being Meycauayan Toastmasters. What I can commend you on your speech is the clear structure and the strong reflection when you uttered your speech has an excellent flow. Your past experiences, and then you said your realizations, and lastly, you said how those past experiences shape you on what you are today. So it made your message easy to follow and memorable. Next is your speech is engaging because you have used expressive gestures, you use your hands effectively to emphasize your emotions and your transitions from one story to another. And what I really commend of your whole speech, Chris, you are a natural storyteller. You have a rare gift. I believe it's a different kind of gift that I can see when Temrose me is speaking. Our way of speaking is like being animated, but when you deliver your speech, I can see that the audience is listening to you, not because you use animations or animated movements, but because you tell a story through sincere and real. The audience can feel that, and I believe it's one of your natural gift. So your journey showed us why you've become such a strong leader in 1 year of being Meycauayan Toastmasters. So what I can recommend to make your almost perfect speech from 99% to 100% perfect speech is usage of the power pauses. So there were moments when your ideas flowed continuously and one story transitioned into another without a breather. So you can use this pause, even just a second, to give emphasis, to help you catch your breath, and helps the audience absorb the lesson. And overall, Debris, your speech embodied your Toastmasters journey. I congratulate you, and you're correct. Finishing this pathway will not end your journey here. It will open more journey to you, and we would love to see you on and hearing your future speeches. Congratulations, Debris.
Thank you, TM Jeff, for that wonderful evaluation. Before I evaluate TM Jeff, I want to hear first the evaluation of our distinguished Toastmaster, Dan Apalina. DTM Dan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, General Evaluator Anna. Good evening to everyone. I fully agree with the observation of Jeff, and I don't have to add anymore, but I would just like to add that the structure of Chris' speech was well developed. The chronology was precise, and the words she used were also precise. Curiosity and certainty. There is a very good harmony. I would only want to point out Chris' travel in Toastmasters. And I would like Chris to now develop a very good speech project for international competition. You have a very good knack for developing a very strong and rigid structural framework of your speech. But I would like to suggest, Chris, your speech is just like traveling in your pathway, in a big highway, and you have to relate the nice environment that is seen in the highways. That means that you have to add color to your speech. That's number one. Number two, I would like you to enjoy it, laugh at it. And that means that you have to impute humor in your speech. I'm pretty sure in your experiences in Toastmasters, you have experienced joyful, humorous, and many instances where laughter are evoked by speeches, or you yourself have experienced the laughter and the joy in Toastmasters. So add color to your speech. I'm pretty sure that your speech will be a very good material for a good speech project. Lastly, I would like to encourage you to use very good poses when you want to emphasize major points in your speech, and at the same time, combine it with vocal variety. Chris, if you can just lower your voice to bass 2, many of the gentlemen will court you. That is my message to you. You have a very good speech. The structure was good, but you have to add color to it so that the ambience will be improved to make your audience listen to you. Congratulations, Chris, and I hope you proceed to your next speech project. Good evening.
Thank you, DTM Dan, for that wonderful evaluation. Before we move on to our next to the next part of our evaluation portion, let me just provide a quick evaluation to our PM Jeff and PM Dan. First of all, PM Jeff, you've come a long way from your first. You've come a long way from the first time I've heard you do your evaluations and your speeches. Previously, I remember you still have that stutter and a little bit nervous when you do your evaluations. But now I heard from you a very calm and very mature Jeff. The delivery was quite direct to the point. Everything was clearly structured, and you delivered it with the proper pauses and proper facing. I really commend that. Now, for improvement, I also want to add that you were quite smart in the way you pinpoint the particular gift of PM Chris. I think that is one good quality of an evaluator, being able to pinpoint the specific creativity or specific thing that makes the speech or the speaker commendable, and that's quite amazing, TM Jeff. Now, for improvement, I actually do not have quite any improvements here on my list because you were able to really use your hands, you were able to provide your evaluation in the proper timing, proper places, and clear structure. So my improvement for you is to continue this particular path and hoping to hear more evaluation from you in the future. Thank you, TM Jeff. Now to our DTM Dana Palinga. Your experience has always been your most powerful di ko maalala kung ano yung tamang word. But your most powerful what's the term? Arsenal. Yeah, or your most powerful weapon, DTM Dan. Because you in every evaluation or in every speech that you provide us, there is always the sense of experience and the sense of credibility in everything, and the very way you speak as well, as well as the very thoughts and words that you include in your speeches. And I always appreciate hearing your evaluation, whether it's for me or for other people. Now, I do appreciate that you've incorporated the MJF's evaluation in such a way that it does not diminish your own evaluation because you added your own flavor to it. For example, you emphasizes on adding colors and adding humors and enjoyment, and you worded it in such a way that makes it playful. Because instead of saying directly that you need to add more humor, you said it in such a way that you have to enjoy your speech, right? You have to be happy with your speech, for example, and that's great. Now, one thing that might be for improvement, DTM Dan, is that sometimes I do hear your pauses, and pauses is great, but sometimes it tends to be a little too long. Well, I do appreciate it because when you pause a little too long, I tend to lean more to the speech because I'm waiting breathlessly on your next word. But sometimes it does create certain anticipation, but it also creates a little bit of tension. And tension sometimes is not necessarily good if it tends to be too long. But overall, DTM Dan, always great to hear evaluation. Thank you so much. Now moving on to our next evaluator, which is surprisingly me, because I am your language evaluator for tonight, right? And as your language evaluator, I am tasked to review the words that we've used for tonight, as well as how we used our word of the night, VUL. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but in terms of our usage of VUL, these are the people that I've clearly heard it from. TM Jeff has used the word VUL one time. TM Armel also used the term VUL one time, and well, I tried to use it another time before when I did my fun fact of the night. Overall, I know VUL is quite a difficult word to include in our prepared speeches or even our table topics because it's quite a niche word specifically. But well done, TM Jeff and TM Marmel, for incorporating it in our discussion tonight. Now, words that I really appreciate that I heard for tonight is this particular word. Where is that? This one. This is from TM Chris's speech. She mentioned some doors open when we dare to knock. And I think this is quite a gem for tonight because it really does emphasizes that we do need to knock first. Or we do need to act first before doors open, right? And it's a reminder for us that even here in Toastmasters, we get what we need to get from Toastmasters when we do our act, when we do our speeches, when we participate, and it's always a good reminder for everyone. Overall, I haven't heard any particular red flags in a sense on how we did our speeches and our use of the English language. But nonetheless, always be reminded that in all of our speeches, always use the proper verb agreement as well as proper uses of past tense and past participle. Overall, well done for our topic and meeting for tonight. Now, unfortunately, I will not evaluate myself as a language evaluator because that defeats the purpose. But let's move on to our next technical evaluator before I provide my evaluation for the meeting, and then let's move on to our timer. At least should be able to time this. Next, our evaluator for our fillers, and motion. PM Jeff, the floor is yours.
Thank you, General Evaluator Anna. So, good evening. I am the FAME, your filler and motion evaluator. The purpose of the FAME is to observe the words, the actions that were used during the speeches of each role takers. So I noted the crutches, the pause fillers by anyone, as well as the movements that were used excessively and inappropriately. So during the meeting, I'll listen to overused words such as and, well, so, repetitive words, you know, like. So those are the filler words. Additionally, I noted when a speaker repeated a word or phrase. So this means, that means, this is because, and, and I also observe any distracting motions. So I will now report the fillers report. So TM Rod had uttered one TM Rai had uttered 11 one so, two repetitive words, and one end. TM Anna had said two TM Mela have uttered one so and one repetitive word. And for the motions counter, TM Rod, TM Anna, DTM Dan, and DTM Mark, you may set the screen so we can see your hands or gestures, even we have a virtual meeting, so you can emphasize your speeches more and engage to your audience. And I would like to comment also TM Rai and TM Chris because we can see your gestures during your speech. Job well done, TM Chris and TM Rai. Thank you, and I'll return the control to you, our general evaluator, TM Anna.
Thank you, Jeff, for that wonderful evaluation. Sweet and crisp. The thing that we really want because we are almost running out of time. I really appreciate it. Now, before we move on to our last evaluator, which is the timer, I think it's quite important for me to finish my own evaluation of the overall meeting. So, number one, the overall meeting is quite a success, and I really appreciate an additional learning for this night. The use of the team insurance, life insurance 101 is quite a timely and smart timing because it's just in time for our 13th month pay, just in time before Christmas. So very well done on selecting the topic. Now for our general event for our Toastmaster of the evening, it's also really smart that our Toastmaster of the evening is Team Armel, who has the actual experience of being a financial advisor. And with her experience, has provided us a fruitful and meaningful understanding of how life insurance works. The way he delivered her the way you deliver TMR Mel, your introductory speech, for example, I can hear the experience of how many times you've delivered this particular speech to your clients during 13th month pay season, and I really appreciate it. One thing TM Armel, that I really appreciate also is how you inserted witty quotes that is relevant to our team. I think that also speaks on your experience as a financial advisor. Another thing is how attentive you are of the energy in the room and the different speakers. For example, you were able to notice that TM TM Rodolfo, sorry if I let me check the name. Yes, TM Rodolfo may need to hear the question again, right? That's quite good as that's quite good and actually really important as a Toastmaster of the evening, because as a Toastmaster of the evening, our role is not merely the to lead the meeting, but also to be aware of, to be cognizant of all of our audience. And you've really delivered that particular role, MRML. Another thing is our good adjustment and good I can hear other people. Please use your mute. Thank you so much. Lastly is that our good judgment on when to adjust certain evaluators. For example, the IMRAI needed to be an outright evaluator at the beginning. So that also is a good that is also a good demonstration of good judgment. Overall, Team Armel, thank you so much for being our Toastmaster of the evening for tonight. And again, a wonderful evening Toastmaster, Meycauayan Toastmaster. Kala mo hindi part ng membership eh, no? Anyway, now moving on to our last technical evaluator. Thank you so much, TM Chris, for being attentive for tonight's meeting as our timer. I know timer is one of the most effortful role, I must say, because it has been my role for a couple of times, and the focus that you need to do when you are the timer is really important, because you need not only to listen to the speaker, but you also need to be cognizant and not listen too much or not really engage too much to the speech, because sometimes when you engage too much to the speakers, nalilimutan mo na, ay, tapos na pala siya, kailangan ko na pala mag-mark. But Tim, Chris, the floor is yours.
Thank you, our general evaluator, Anna. Just to share, being a timer is one of my favorite things to do in Toastmasters. I really don't want to evaluate, so I'm a strict person in terms of things, so I kind of enjoy it. So for my report, we started on time, 7 p.m. And I think we still have time to end our session and to have some announcements. I think we have at least 30 minutes as a grace period to end our sessions. If I'm right, Toastmaster Mark. Just that's what I remember. Anyway, for my report, for our table topic session, I'd like to commend Jeff and Toastmaster Jeff, Toastmaster Anna, and Toastmaster Mela for delivering their impromptu speeches within the time frame. However, Toastmaster Rodolfo and Toastmaster Dan, they went overtime during their impromptu speech during our table topics session. For our prepared speeches, I would like to congratulate both of us, Toastmaster Mark, for being within the time period. It's hard to meet the 10 minutes or 12 minutes that is required for my speech, but I'm glad that I was able to do it for 9 minutes. So congratulations for both of us. As for the table topics evaluation, TM Rai went overtime exceeded just 3 minutes of the given allotted 8 minutes time. For the evaluation of the speeches, Unfortunately, TM Sedi and TM Rose delivered their evaluation over time. So TM Sedi time is 4 minutes and 45 seconds, while TM Rose is 3 minutes and 55 seconds. While the evaluation for my speech that was given by Toastmaster Jeff and Toastmaster Dan were both overtime as well. For Jeff, it's 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and for TM Dan, it's 4 minutes. For our language evaluator and GE, Toastmaster Anna, you were on time, same with Toastmaster Jeff for the fame. For Toastmasters, just to end my report, in Toastmasters, we are warned every time we reach the time limit as we deliver our speeches. However, in life, there are no warning lights. That's why life insurance is about acting now. So the time you value today protects the people you love tomorrow. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening, TM Arnett.
Thank you so much for your wonderful sharing, Toastmaster Chris, and of course, our general evaluator. As we wrap up this evening, fellow Toastmasters, remember this. That 13th month pay is more than just a bonus. It is actually a blessing. And blessings are not only meant to be enjoyed, they are also meant to be managed wisely. Life insurance may not be your most exciting purchase, but it might be one of the most meaningful. So this season, whatever you choose, merrymaking or investing, may you always choose with purpose. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining our 13th month pay special life insurance 101 meeting. May your packets be full and may your future be secure. Before I would be turning the floor to DTM Mark, I would like first to ask our guest this evening, Toastmaster Rodolfo and Toastmaster Mela. May I hear some of your comments, or did you enjoy the night, or did I make you feel sleep because of my soft voice? Can you open your camera, Toastmaster Rodolfo? Yes.
Hi. Sorry for that echo. I am right now. I am in the big room.
Okay.
This evening was very productive because I learned something, especially on investment, on how to manage money well. Thank you for reminding us on the importance of insurance. And may I also take this opportunity to invite you to please join also our club, Film Live. Please visit the Facebook for the schedule. So I'm looking forward and I'm excited to see you also in my home club. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Yes, for sure, we will visit your club. And for Toastmaster Mela, any comments or observation?
Hi, hello again. So, um, he was right. It's a very productive evening. I learned a lot, especially on evaluation. So, thank you for welcoming us in. More power to you guys.
Thank you. At least dalawa na tayong demure voice for tonight, no, Mela? Now, I enjoyed my stint as your Toastmaster of the evening this time. I would like to give the control to distinguished Toastmaster Mark for some announcement.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Armel and Toastmaster Anna. To our prepared speakers, please mark your speech projects as completed right after this meeting. To our prepared speech evaluators, you may now complete and send the digital evaluation forms to your assigned speakers. Let us greet our fellow Toastmasters who celebrate their birthdays in November and December. Distinguished Toastmaster Armel, Toastmaster Mar, Distinguished Toastmaster Mark, Toastmaster Oscar, and Toastmaster Marie Chris.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Okay, see you, TM Rod. See you, Anna.
Level up your skills in evaluation, humorous table topics, and international categories as we will set the stage for the Area O3 speech contests. This will be held on November 29, 2025 at 10 a.m. in DYCI, Meycauayan, Bulacan, which will be followed by the area-wide year-end celebration. Be in your spy or secret agent costume as we will celebrate the year-end with a mission impossible. Pay your admission fee to our treasurer, Rose Pagia.
Yes, please.
Our next educational meeting will be on January 13, 2026 at 7 p.m. The theme will be the New Year's Day special, Achieving Summer Body, as we will learn the importance of being healthy and having physical transformation after the holiday fiesta. This will be hosted by Toastmaster Jeff as our Toastmaster for that evening. Fellow Toastmasters, for your homework, I challenge you to start having the discipline in having summer body before we proceed with this meeting and sustain it for the entire 2026. We will have a mentoring session in December 2025 at 2 p.m. via Zoom. The WMS is open to Meycauayan Toastmasters Club members. To our viewers on our social media platform, we invite you to join us to our regular educational meetings every second and fourth Tuesday of the month at 7 to 9:30 p.m. This is done online via Zoom. Admission is free, and follow us on our official social media accounts. For more personal and professional lessons about communication and leadership, download the previous issues of The Toast, the official e-newsletter of Meycauayan Toastmasters Club. Download it for free by scanning the QR code at your screen. Life insurance is an expense that you cannot use on your own. However, this protects the ones you will leave behind. Life insurance is one of the expressions of your love to your family. If you have a life insurance and you bade farewell in this earthly life, your family would not be extremely financially crippled by your passing. That's why as early as now, prioritize having at least one life insurance in an insurance organization of your choice. Fellow Toastmasters, see you next meeting. I am your Vice President for Education, Mark Edrada, and this is the family that keeps up and looks further in learning more. This is Meycauayan Toastmasters Club. And by the trust vested in me by the Meycauayan Toastmasters Club, I now adjourn this meeting.
Facing fears one step at a time, helping each other climb, with every word and every rhyme. Hand in hand we chart our course, unity is our greatest force, our family's a powerful source. Rise and lead, together we succeed, in our hearts we believe. Rise and lead. Hand in hand we chart our course, unity is our greatest force, our family's a powerful